Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ultimus, and for today's video, it's a couple days late, but I wanted to give myself a couple days to process it, talk about it, think about it. I wanted to talk today about some news we received Monday. Very shocking, very abrupt, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about at this point, mostly because you've seen the title in the video. But if you hadn't, Chris Metzen is retiring. I never in a million years would have expected that, seen that coming, anticipated that, even, presumed to think. Because, like, you think about Blizzard, and I mean, I don't know everything there is to know about the company, but I do know he was one of the original members. He did a lot of the sketches and doodles and art inside the little booklets you used to get when you used to buy the hard copies of Warcraft, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, Diablo, if I'm not mistaken, as well. StarCraft, I think, too, and World of Warcraft and stuff like that. He is the story guy basically for a while. And when a lot of people think of Warcraft, they think Chris Metzen. When a lot of people think Blizzard, they think Chris Metzen. He's kind of the Blizzard guy, as a lot of other people have been calling him. And then you're not wrong if that's what you think of Chris Metzen as, because he's definitely the face of Blizzard. He's done so many of the iconic character voices. Thrall, obviously. He's done Jim Raynor from StarCraft and a couple others as well. But yeah, it's weird. At the same time, it's a weird, bittersweet thing, because it's so cool for him. Because it's not that he's leaving the company. He's not being fired. He's not, you guys suck, so peace out. It's that he's retiring. I think he's like 40, 42 years old, and he's retiring. That dude's living the dream. I think if you asked any, adult male, if they could, just work a bunch and retire at 42 very comfortably to spend time with their family, they would probably tell you, hell yes. He posted, or someone posted on his behalf, I guess, a post on the forums, going over, what led up to this and stuff like that. And the big deal for him was family. He wanted to spend more time with his family. He just had a new kid, I guess, is what I was being led to believe based on reading that post. And I can't say that I blame him. He has literally poured his heart and soul into Blizzard for years and years and years and years. And this is crazy. It's just crazy to me. And I couldn't be happier for him. I'm also very sad. There's obviously the levels of concern I think that a lot of us have now for Blizzard and for story writing for Warcraft and stuff like that, but I'm not really going to talk about that in this video right now, because I want to spend the time just talking about and thanking, Chris for what he's done for Warcraft. Because I mean, this World of Warcraft, and I've never really been ashamed to say this, and a couple of you guys who have been around the channel long enough, and even just IRL friends who know, Warcraft has been one of the most impactful games of my entire life. It is hands down probably my favorite game I have ever played. It is the one game I have invested the most time and energy and money into. Monthly subs. If we took a step back and looked at how much money we've all put into World of Warcraft, I'm pretty sure we'd be like, and that's a new car. That's a down payment on a house. And I have not looked back and regretted a single moment of it. Some of the most wonderful times in my life, especially with friends as well, has been a part of this game. And in a big way, I have Chris Metzen to thank for that. Some guy that I've never even met. But dang, was he a good story writer, and was he a great artist, and just his love for all things Warcraft shone through in everything that we have available to us in this game. And it is strange that out of all times, now is the time with things really heating back up at Blizzard and stuff like that. They've got Overwatch out, which is doing phenomenally. They've got Legion that just dropped 2 weeks ago. All these things, as the company is going in great directions. I am almost anticipating something Diablo related at BlizzCon this year as well. So things are heating up again. And I'm pretty sure that's why he chose this time. The timing of it, while strange, does make sense. If he would have announced his retirement prior to the launch of Legion, people would have probably had an oddly presupposed sour taste of Legion in their mouth, like, oh, Legion's going to be bad, Chris is bailing. But, you know, any later, and he would probably just get caught up in everything else going on, and then he'd never retire. You know, even thinking, too, like, the Warcraft movie just came out. Like, I'm pretty sure... like, he's probably wanted to see Warcraft on the big screen more than any of us, if you really think about it. And, you know, he was able to accomplish that and see that and oversee that, a lot of the storyline and stuff like that. And I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of just rambling, but in a weird, bittersweet way, much like... I really like the way Asmongold put it. He goes, it's like, basically, and I'm going to be paraphrasing here, but it's almost like, you know, losing a friend or going through different stages of life where, you know, friends move away out of high school and college and stuff like that. And, you know, you're happy for each other because you're finding yourself and you're following your own path and you're doing the things that you need to do, the things that you're supposed to be doing as a person, you know, as a man in his case. And but it's bittersweet because you don't really see them again. You know, it's abrupt and it sucks. You know, I think in my own life, some of my best friends, whom I've had to part ways with, you know, simply because we're going different directions in life. It's sad. You're excited for them, but it's sad. You know, at the same time. Now, on the flip side of that, because of World of Warcraft and because of a lot of things Chris Metzen has done, I've had an excellent platform to stay in contact with a lot of those friends because we all play WoW together on occasion. Yeah, it's crazy to me. So, all that to say, I'm excited for Chris. I talk about him like I know him. I'm sure if he ever watches any of these videos about him circulating around, he'll be like, why are all these kids talking about me like they know me? But I'm really happy for him. I hope that retirement treats him well. And he's even made it a point to say that he's still going to be doing voices for characters, specifically Thrall. And I don't imagine he'll be completely hands-off from the stuff going on at Blizzard and stuff like that. I'm sure they'll still consult him and he'll still come in. And I'm sure to a degree he actually still has some kind of partial ownership in the company as well, since I believe he's like vice president of the entire company as a whole because he has been there for so long. So, yeah. But, yeah, very, very much appreciative for everything that he has done for Blizzard, for Warcraft, for Diablo, for StarCraft, for Overwatch, all of these wonderful games that have become such a huge part of my life. I want to say thank you very much, Chris Metzen, for what you've done. I hope retirement treats you great and the time with your family is so well spent. So that's all I got for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and that's it. I'll catch you next time.